All right, guys, day 9 of building a rescue again. Raina and I were away for a few days. We got invited to go on an amazing adventure, so we had to say yes. While we were gone, the electricians came in and did some work. So they haven't replaced the panel yet because we are trying to find a panel that is a little more affordable. We need a 3-phase Siemens panel with breakers if possible. If anybody has a line on that, we could use that ASAP. But the nice thing is they started cleaning things up. If you look up there, we got the cable out of the door now. They've started cleaning up the electrical on the sides. It's not just random things hanging down. So we got a lot of boxes that have been installed, cleaned up. And then we've also mounted the exit signs. So for those of you who saw the videos before, these exit signs were literally just hanging by wires. Not sure how they got away with that before. So a huge thank you to John and his crew from All West Electric for coming in. They are gonna come in, I think, on Saturday again to do some more work and hopefully get this stuff done because it's crunch time. But for now, I'm going to finish up the tortoise pen, and today has to be a big build day for me because we are running out of time. The goal is to be able to start moving animals in to here the beginning of March. So I've got a lot to do. So the first task is finishing this tortoise pen, getting the styrofoam laid out, cut, placed, all that stuff, and then getting the wood on top of it, and then start to build the shelving around the outside. So the nice thing is that these don't have to be perfectly straight cuts. It's just the insulating barrier for the bottom. So I'm just making a mark using this 4x4, and then I take my brand new knife and I just cut. Oh, no, still didn't do it right. Just cut right down. And then theoretically, this will fit in the spot. And then we take it and it fits right there. Perfect. All right, last piece of styrofoam going in, assuming I cut it right. It's good because this has got a bit of give to it, so they don't have to be the most accurate cuts. Now, I gotta put the plywood in. I'm gonna stagger the plywood, putting it this way. It's not gonna be perfect, but it'll work for a floor. And the nice thing is this insulation, like if you feel the concrete floor right now, it is cold. This is actually warm because of the heater. So this will give a nice barrier of insulation for the sulcata tortoises. It's time for the plywood, like so. And that's it. Now I get to see how square my construction, that's actually pretty square. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then we're just gonna lay it out here and then cut those pieces there and it's done. I was gonna use a table saw to rip this piece down, but I'm just gonna use the skill saw because it's just right here. Last piece of plywood, theoretically, fits perfect, right there. The floor essentially is done. And luckily the scraps of styrofoam and the scraps of OSB will fit perfectly down here. Well, not perfectly, I gotta cut like 1 inch or 2 off, but I'm not using any new wood for that. And then the rest of that wood can be used for the walls and the floor of that side like I wanted to. Now, something else to think about is you'll notice these joints here, they're not quite down all the way. And that is an area where tortoises can dig and maybe potentially push that plywood up. So we have these, I don't know what they're called, and I'm basically gonna put them there. You hammer them down, and then that will help hold the wood down so the tortoises don't have an edge to dig on. All right, let's see how easy these go in. Oh, not easy at all. These don't even go in. What the hell? All right, well, those are, yeah, those are not going in. Cool, we're not using those. So the backup plan is to not use anything and hope that the weight from the sand holds them down. So now this floor is done. I'm gonna do that floor after because that's like a 5-minute job. I need to focus on building the shelves around here and getting those enclosures done. And the reason I have to get those done this week is because the electricians, again, hopefully are coming in on Saturday, and they're gonna actually start placing the outlets where we need them because we need a lot of power. Just this enclosure here is gonna be 3,000 to 4,000 watts of power because we have all the lights for the tortoises, all of the lights for all the enclosures going around, plus the tortoise tables, everything. So there's a lot of power here. So I need to get everything built in here, everything built along that wall, so the electricians can see how high up our outlets have to be, because I can't be here on Saturday because we're holding our open house. The first part of the shelf is put in, so I was trying to figure out how to do this in a way that's gonna work without having posts down there. So I did put one post here, and I will actually, now that we have wood here, I can screw this down into here just to, it'll stop the tortoises from pushing it and knocking it out. I'm gonna put some beams across here just to support it a bit. Now it got tricky over here, so I got these hangers. So now what we're gonna do, I had to put a block on each side, and we're gonna put a hanger up in there, and then that will help hold this whole thing on here, on both sides, and then that theoretically should be strong enough to hold the tortoise, or hold the enclosures on top. I've got the shelf in along here, along there. I'm gonna put some more supports in there, because obviously it's got to hold a lot of weight, but I feel confident that it can hold some weight. So this is the test. Let's see. Oh, I don't know the balance for this. Okay, it holds. All right, so if it can hold me, theoretically, it should hold the shelves. So now I'm just gonna build the other shelf to go across here, and then I'll have all the shelving that I need for this enclosure. And because I'm doing everything in my head with no drawings, I may have miscalculated a little bit. I just had to go to Home Depot and get 2 more pieces of wood. But you know what? It worked out all right, because I really needed an energy drink. It's getting later. It's almost 6 o'clock. I'm getting hungry again. I just started putting this together. And because this one here, it's a little trickier because I've got to build the whole section of the wall, but there's nobody here to hold the other end. So I'm actually assembling the other end before I put it up. But I got the whole thing together with the post in, and then I realized this is supposed to be here. So now I got to take the whole thing apart and then put this over here, and then put the post back in, and then put it back over there with a hanger. This goes like this. Now the downside, because I was rushing, when I put this hanger on with this beam, I did it a bit crooked. So now I got to deal with that. I was going to take it apart, but it's like 10 screws to take apart, and nobody's ever going to see it. So we're just going to wing it. And hopefully I can kind of get it. Oh, nope. Oh, this is where it'd be better if I had somebody to hold this, because this whole thing is also twisted. So I got to get it lined up. Something like that. That's gonna be good enough for me. Man, that's crappy. Whatever, I'll get the hanger on there. Be fine. So the shelving is almost all complete now. So all I need to do is just put some reinforcements in there, which I plan on doing in the beginning. I'm gonna put some more studs in the corners, and then just some plywood along this one and that one, because all the rest of them don't need plywood because they're actual 2-foot enclosures sitting on top of them. So they'll be good. So a little bit more work, and this whole section is done. I've got most of the supports in around this way here, along this wall here. So I still have to do this way and this way. By supports, I just mean these here, just to kind of help hold the plywood, help hold the enclosures down when they're sitting on them. I still have to put more of these posts, just kind of in a certain few other spots there, just to keep it from sagging. But it is 7 o'clock, so I need to get out of here because I still have to go back to the other place, the greenhouse, and do some stuff there. And I still have to do emails and edit this video. So thanks for watching.